What's up, y'all? I am Nerfurter. I'm with Prashan. We are about to snap. What's up, dude?
How's it going?
I'm okay.
Same.
Good news. This episode has a sponsor.
Yeah.
We are sponsored by JP Morgan, the official bank of drug cartels.
Oh, nice. Next week
Yeah.
we got fentanyl, right?
Yes, I am super stoked. It's a lot of money, and I don't care what they do ethically. All right, let's just jump in with the first topic. We have totally not talked about this at all yet.
No, not at all.
We'll just hit the patch. We'll just jump into the patch. First card up, Adam Warlock. It's a 2-0. After each turn, draw a card if you're winning here. Now it's a 5-4. You were playing it a bunch today, I saw, Prashan.
Yeah.
Is it still a trash card?
Yeah, it's definitely still trash. Like, it's
Okay.
it was awkward before. Like, a 2-0, like, even if you played on 2, the opponent could play stuff across from you. Like, it didn't work. You didn't draw cards. And then
Easy to shut
now
down.
that and then now that it's a 5, it's weird too because it's too late in the game. Like, what are you
draw
gonna
one
draw?
card. What are you doing? Yeah.
Right. Like, so I don't know what their thought process was on it. Just like, I get it. Like, the character should have a better ability than what it is, but this isn't the route they should have taken.
Yeah, I'd be willing to say actually it's even better at a 5-0 because you can flip it in negative and then it's actually worth a damn. Instead of like, anyways. But yeah, I don't think there's much else to say about this card. It's trash. Don't play it. If you do play it, good luck to you. You're gonna need it.
Yeah, Glenn said that it had a worse win rate than Agatha.
Yes. So,
but I don't know if it's like, it's weird. I feel like certain cards have bad like win rates because no one uses them.
yeah, but then it wouldn't. If no one uses it, that's not gonna change the win rate.
But the wrong people use it.
Okay, sure, fair enough. Bad people use a card that's barely used, therefore it's
Right. Makes it worse.
tanked. Yeah, okay, all right. Fair enough. I'm not going to play it. Moving on, Darkhawk. It used to be a 4-0 plus 2 power for each card in your opponent's deck. It is now a 5 energy, 4 power card. I'll just go ahead and lead off with this one. I think Darkhawk is still pretty damn good. And I personally have been using a Zabu Darkhawk deck that just removed the leech or vision or whatever, and you just put in a different 4-cost card. There you go, Bob's your uncle.
Right. Yeah, a better 5-drop than Warlock.
Pretty much. And when you play it with like Korg and Rockslide and Scarlet Lady, Scarlett Johansson, when you
Black Widow.
Thank you. When you play those cards together, it just feels like a different sort of Devil Dino package now too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like instead of Quinjet, Sentinel, Coulson, you have the rock stuff.
Yeah, I think they're attacking those decks that had the crazy turn 6s when you played like Darkhawk and Mystique on the final turn.
But yeah, so overall, if you're listeners, which you are because you're a listener, and that's what listening is, Darkhawk's still good. Don't be upset about this change. You just got to play the decks a little different now. All right, let's move on to Forge. He was a 1-1, now he's a 2-2. Rest in peace, Forge. I'll miss you, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. I think they're attacking destroy decks even more at this point.
Sure.
Like last week, it was like Hulkbuster, and now they're doing Forge, because before you played Forge on 1, and then you played Deadpool on 2, and then went crazy. So they're still attacking destroy. But
Yeah.
I think he still fits in and bounce a little bit.
All right.
It's just that him and the next card or cards that are few like that's coming up, they just swapped costs.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think they made them both worse though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But anyways, Forge is dead.
Yeah, for sure. R.I.P. Forge.
Yeah, see you, buddy. The next card is AntMan. He's basically a +4 power card. He's a 1-5 when the lane is full now. What's your thoughts on this one?
It's weird how they're touching Ant-Man because I haven't heard any type of outrage or anything about Ant-Man at all.
I think literally no one asked for this.
Right. I thought he was fine to begin with, but
Yeah.
more power to Ant-Man.
Sure. I mean, they say in the notes here they did it because they want new players to have something a little bit better, but also be good for longer term players, which is fine, I guess. Nobody's playing Ant-Man right now, but maybe they will, because he's basically makes Martyr look like the worst card on Earth. Martyr is turning into Crossbones, dude.
You think so?
I mean? Yeah.
Well, I tried playing Martyr in a Black Swan deck, and then I had to put in, what is it, Shauna, whatever her name is. Yeah. That way, because I would play Black Swan Havoc on 5, and then I would try to play like Hitmonkey and then Shauna and a bunch of 1-drops on the final turn. And then like I would play Martyr, that way Martyr didn't move. Yeah,
I guess I'm being a little hyperbolic with the Crossbones analogy, but almost. One more 5 power 1-drop comes out, Martyr's never seeing play ever again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cool. Ant-Man, everyone likes him. Cute guy, cute character. Paul Rudd's awesome. America Chavez, she was a 2/3. Get a top card of your deck plus 2 power. Now she's a 1/2.
Yeah,
and
there goes
they
all
say
my
in the notes,
Chavez boosters that I wasted.
Dude, yeah, same. Chavez was my most split card until they changed her. But they say in the notes here, we're sending Forge to 2 costs, so it made sense to swap America down to 1. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. She works in bounce, of course, but it's like you have more mystery compared to Forge. You knew what you're giving power to, but America Chavez, you don't. So and then half the time, like, you're not even going to play the card. Well, not even half the time, but you don't even know if you're going to play that card or not. That Chavez
Right,
has.
yeah. It could be a card you don't need to use anymore, and it doesn't have immediate impact on the board, like you said. And also, it's a little weird, but it being a 1/2, any deck that would have considered Forge, like Destroy, for example, they're not going to play America Chavez, because when you're killmongering your own 1/2, it doesn't feel as good as getting rid of your own Forge or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't think this is a good change, to be quite honest.
No.
Bring back old Chavez.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Maybe not. Maybe
Hela,
not.
I don't know. Hela would be definitely number 1 if old Chavez was back.
I'm just nostalgic for the old Chavez. But anyways, I don't think this is going to matter. No one's going to play America Chavez anymore. Moving on. Lockjaw. You knew what the card was. I'm not going to repeat it. It is now a 4 energy, 5 power card. What are your thoughts, dude?
Of course, it hurt Hela and Thanos decks, but I've been trying ramp with it. Like, just using the Time Stone and then Psylocke to just get them out early. Yeah, and it does work. I've tried that too. When it happens, you're like, oh, this is regular old Lockjaw with extra power. Fine. Right. But, so what Prashant didn't mention is when that doesn't happen, it's a very awkward card in those decks. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because sometimes you want to get your 5-drop out early, and you get 1 less rotation, and that's a big deal. Yeah, it messes up the curve quite a bit. And then... Too, if you actually want to play it on 3, like, do you put Zabu in a random Hela deck? Do you put Zabu in your in your Thanos decks? Like, no, like there might be. I was putting Zabu. Do that. Oh, you were? I was putting Zabu in Thanos. Yes, it's it wasn't amazing, but when it worked, it worked. Well, do you take out Psylocke then, or did you? No, it's just Psylocke, Zabu, and then everything else is like standard. Okay, because I would say yes, the Zabu can help out to get Call Obsidian out. Right, yeah. But yeah, it just made everything awkward. And then Shang-Chi too. So I think a lot of those Thanos decks run Shang-Chi. Some of them do. So you could probably play like Shang-Chi and then Cole on the final turn, and maybe it works. But usually you want to do like Blob or something on the last turn. So when it worked, it was like, oh, that's not bad. But mostly, I would say like 80% of the time, it feels awkward. 20% of the time, it feels fine. Yeah, makes sense. But the main point here is everyone is crying about Hela and Thanos, and this is a significant nerf to those decks. Definitely Thanos more so than Hela. I think Hela can cope with this more. But right. But my thing is, everyone seems happy. Like, a bunch of cards this month are discard.
So of course, Marvel Snap wants everyone to play discard.
Right.
It's just that discard is good, and they nerfed everything down, so discard's like one of the top tier decks. It's sort of like Ghost Spider. When Ghost Spider was out, they pulled like the move agenda, and then like of course we dabbled in move, but move sucks. So he moved on, and the meta moved on. It's just that Hela's good. Everyone's realizing it, and then we're sticking with it.
Yeah, dude, Ghost Spider. People were like, "I'm Ghost Spidering the Doctor Octopus. I'm so smart."
Oh yeah.
No, it was bad. It's bad.
No. Darkhawk always pulls like Shang-Chi anyway.
Yeah, it's a rule of nature. Farts are funny, and Darkhawk pulls Shang-Chi. Those are two rules that are rules of nature. I just said that. Swordmaster, next card. He's a 7-power card now. Cool.
Yeah, he's okay, but I still won't play him. I think the mystery in the card, like, you don't get anything in return. It's like him and Hellcow, it's like, same thing with Moon Knight. Like, you don't know what you're discarding. Yeah, like Gambit, you're taking something off the board.
Sure.
Like, Corvus, you're at least getting energy back.
Yeah.
And then you have Sif, Blade, and then Calling and Silver Samurai. You know what you're hitting.
Yeah. I think it's an okay 12th card in stock standard Apocalypse discard decks, simply because it's 7 power now, which is a good amount.
Right.
But aside from that, yeah, you're right. I don't see its use. For the most part, Gambit's going to get better value, so.
Yeah, I think he's a good beginner card if you're just starting out and you need something to discard stuff.
Sure, yeah. Dude, early in the game, Swordmaster's a fucking beefcake, dude. Yeah.
But, like, later on, as you progress, you realize, like, no, I don't need this.
Yeah, right. Dude, when I first started playing the game, Gambit was like, I want this card so much. It was at 1 power back then, too.
Well, he was so good, too, because, like, you could do the Exodia, and it didn't matter if you didn't have any cards in your hand. He would still go.
Yeah. And discard was my jam back then, too, so.
And then people complained, like, why? You're clearing out my board.
I have some issues with that. Okay, I get the reason why they made you have a card in your hand, but anyways. We'll just move on to the next card. Vulture. Used to give +5 power when he moves. Now he gives +6. Dude, move's going to be awesome now.
No. Not at all.
No.
Move is still going to suck.
Well, you said something earlier about Heimdall. The reason move isn't good isn't because of like these power changes like to Dazzler and Vulture. It was because, what'd you say?
Well, basically, Heimdall moves everything to one direction. So it's hard to...
Right.
Well, it's easy for you to see the board and be like, all right, if they play Heimdall now, then this is going to happen. And typically that's what they do. But I think if Marvel Snap added a card that moved cards in the other direction where... like you as the opponent, you don't know which way they're gonna go. Where both both players are guessing. I think it'll make move better.
Yeah, it's great. It kind of turns into like Move Eliath at that point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, no, that's a great idea. They should definitely do that, dude. What character would they put that on? Just another Asgard or what?
I don't. What's the? There's a dude. I don't even know his name.
Talking about the guy from Thor.
Yes, a guy from Thor.
Yeah, the one that had the Carl Urban, the guy who had the 2 AKs. Talking about that guy?
Yeah, AKs?
Yeah, he had like M14 machine guns and was like shooting zombies at the end of Ragnarok.
Really?
Yeah,
oh,
dude.
Yeah. Okay, maybe. Yeah.
We were talking about the guy, right?
Yeah. They just need another Asgardian to move things the other way.
Yeah.
Across the rainbow.
I think that guy would be the best choice because he did take Heimdall's place.
True. Yes.
And he's a pretty funny character. But anyways, all right. Those are the patch notes overall. Some of these are like, what the fuck are you doing, second dinner? But some of them are pretty on the nose and are certainly welcome. They fixed the main issues, I think, that people had.
Yeah, and we have more changes coming. So March 12th and then April 9th.
Okay. Cool.
Some more changes.
13, 14 days away. Not bad. If anything else gets busted, all you nerds out there who whine at every chance you get, you got 14 days left to do it, so go for it. There's a Twitter user. His name's birds_snap, and Marvel Snap, their official Twitter, posted, "What's the best in-game title? We'll go first. This is my full-time job." And just let people respond. And this guy, Prashant's shaking his head. And this guy said, almost every title has a self-loathing gamer aesthetic that I find gross and off-putting. And for a game about badass comic book characters, there's zero drip to be had. And all the titles are just degenerate gamers who suck. And I totally agree. Second Dinner make better titles.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm pretty sure there's someone at Second Dinner who's like, "Oh, I made this awesome title." Yeah. Right? Like they're so proud of it, they hung it on their wall.
And they have that nasally voice like, "Oh, that's so cool." Yeah. But it's not. Stop doing these.
Give us cooler titles.
What title do you use?
I think it's like Isn't Sus. I think I had what is it, the influencer one, and then someone ripped me a new one.
Got fucking roasted for it?
Oh yeah, for sure. They're like, "Oh, you self-pompous asshole, you self-centered emoter, blah blah blah." Like, you're bad for the game. I think it's what happened. I posted a video on YouTube. I came back against someone. So legit, like I was down like 8 cubes, like in Conquest, and I came back, and the guy was emoting me the whole time. I didn't emote until the end, and then that's what I got in the comments because I basked in glory at the end, and I a self-centered asshole that it is pretending to be an influencer because I have an influencer title.
Check yourself, Prashant. Goddamn.
I know. That was definitely a reality check right there. I had to delete the comment and then reassess life.
Yeah, you get if you do YouTube at all, you'll go into the comments held for review or whatever, and you get those. I've gotten some funny ones. The best one I've seen is, "I didn't know Rasputin played Marvel Snap." And I was like, "Oh shit." I just stared at my feet for a minute. And I was like, I asked my wife, I was like, "Do I look like Rasputin?" She's like, "No."
That was held? They didn't let it go through?
No, yeah, that got held. I think it's because it said, like, you look like, or I don't know.
Oh, okay.
YouTube's pretty good at noticing,
Filtering.
like, yeah, some of the stuff's like, you didn't need to filter that, but it was a good one. I respect.
Yeah, for sure. That was a good one.
Just to finish up real quick, he put a bunch of sarcastic titles that they should add in the game. No Time to Wipe, that's my favorite. I ruined my sister's wedding. My fly is open and I've been walking around all day and haven't realized it. Yep, these all sound like scumbag gamery nerd stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's past my bedtime.
True.
Oh, Crap Bag Loser, that's another one.
Crap bag loser. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they should add like comic book stuff, like with great power comes great responsibility or something like that. Or Excelsior or something, you know?
Yeah, or I mean, they did some cute ones like with That's No Moon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't like them, but they're better than like, I have Cheeto fingers and I smell like shit. This is pretty much all the titles.
Yeah, pretty much.
I only use one.
I'm in my mom's basement.
Yeah, that's actually one, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think
wouldn't
it
be
is.
Surprised.
I just use rapidly decomposing because I like being reminded of the inevitable void that awaits us all.
True.
Okay, I'm depressed now. Let's move on to the next topic.
Okay.
Next topic. Proxima Midnight came out. I was about to say Proxima Review Midnight out. Did you try the card? What do you think of it, Prashant?
Oh yeah, she's a great card. I tried to be cute and do crazy stuff, like try to play like Shuri on 5 and then MODOK on 6.
That's
and
insane.
Then, like having Proxima go out, like, or trying to have like Moon Girl and double my Proximas and then have MODOK and all that. But my hand was just too full and I didn't get any more cards. So
the Moon Girl thing actually does seem kind of cool.
Yeah, it does. But I think she fits better in just a typical, like, straight up discard deck.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I have to say about Proxima 2. It's a great card. If you play discard at all, get Proxima. It's, I think, going to be a forever staple. It's right up there with Morbius and Apocalypse for, like, you should just play this card because it's that good. The only other thing I would mention is you do actually have to pay attention to where she's going to go on the board.
Oh yeah.
Like it's kind of cool because you'll have Dracula in one lane, a Morbius that's like still at 0 power because you haven't discarded anything, and then you're like, well, where do I play my MODOK? And you know, it's say Proxima's like the 4th card in your hand from the left. You have to figure out like how big your Morbius is going to be before Proxima triggers, and there's actually some thinking you have to do at Proxima.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. Just keep it simple. Don't do Collector, Helicarrier, Moon Girl shit. Just play Wolverine and Proxima, get some free power, and
Yeah.
you're good to go.
Yeah, it just doesn't play well against the high roll Hela decks. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, basic discard is you have trouble keeping up with Hela. But Lockjaw got nerfed, so I think regular discard is actually the way to go now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Long story short, I posted a video of a discard deck the other day, and it was just very simple. And it's 70 and 43, 61.9% win rate.
Nice.
Positive 55 cubes, so it's like almost 1 cube a game.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's really good for a deck that is like sort of predictable, but it does the same thing every game so well that I think it's hard to deal with. All right, last topic is we're gonna check out the 2 new cards coming out next week with the new season. It's Avengers versus X-Men, right?
Yep. Avengers versus
Cool.
X-Men.
Pretty sweet.
Do you watch? Are you gonna watch X-Men '97?
Yes, just for nostalgia's sake.
Okay.
I think we're the same age, but yeah, I watched that cartoon when I was like a little kid all the time.
I think I was like 8 years old when it came out or something.
Right, yeah. I recorded them on VHS and gave them to my little sister, and then she grew up on them, so it was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and now she's like unhealthily obsessed with Jean Grey. It's because she has like statues and posters, and it's like, all right, calm down.
That's cool.
But anyways, yeah. So cool season. The cards look super interesting. We'll just cover Hope Summers and Pixie. So Hope Summers is a 3 energy 4 power card that says after you play a card here, you get +1 energy next turn. Does this card get your juices flowing? What are you thinking about with Hope?
A little bit. I'm thinking ramp. You could probably,
no shit, Prashant.
Yeah, like just stack 1 lane and then go from there. Because you could play Hope. Well, maybe it doesn't work that way.
What do you mean?
You
What
play
are you
Hope on
thinking?
3. You play Hope on 3. You can't get Sandman out earlier.
No, dude. All right, I'm gonna stop you.
What
there.
are you thinking?
You don't do Sandman with Hope Summers.
Why not?
What do you mean? Why not? Because this is a card where you cheat out like multiple 6-drops. You play her on 3, and then on 4 you play like a Kitty or a Nightcrawler or something, or some Infinity Stones.
And then you stack.
And then on turn, yeah, exactly.
I was thinking like the opposite route of just like ramping and then slowing down, but you're trying to go all out here.
No, yeah. So I think this is sort of a Lockjaw replacement for Thanos decks.
Because
And
I'm
maybe
thinking
even
too,
Hela decks.
with the Kitty
just
Pride, Coal Obsidian, and then you're getting Scar out, and then you're getting all these other big cards out too. Like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, yeah. You just throw in Thanos, and instead of Lockjaw pulling the cards from your deck, you just play the ones in your hand, but you get to play them ahead of curve.
Right.
So, and with Infinity Stones, you're gonna have gas to throw on the Hope Summers fire pretty easily.
And it's crazy too because she's not ongoing, so this just goes.
Yeah, you can't stop her. I've heard some people be like, "Oh, Nightcrawler and Jeff and Silk," but really, what are you ramping out at that point? I can't really think of anything.
It does seem interesting.
Yeah, okay. So honestly, I think this card's gonna be absolutely ridiculous, and it's gonna break the game.
I think so too. Now, like now that you mentioned that, like that's crazy. Now my brain's going. But can you do like a Hope Jean Grey type of deal too?
What,
where you force them to play in that 1 lane with you, and then you're ramping, and then you're moving your Jeff and your Nightcrawler around, and
yes, but at that point you have like 5 cards dedicated to like ramping Hope Summers. Is the rest of your deck just like big 5 and 6 drops?
Yes.
All right, maybe. I think Hope is just basically going to be like a Thanos card maybe someone's gonna do some cute like Wasp, Yellow Jacket stuff, but I
Yeah,
doubt it.
true.
But yeah, Kitty Pryde, Nightcrawler, and then Infinity Stones.
Jeff too
That's the
will
only
work.
thing that comes to mind. Yeah, sure, Jeff. I mean, so you play her on 3. On 4 you have 4 energy, so you can play multiple Infinity Stones. So say you play 2 on her. That means turn 5 you can play a 6-drop plus another Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
Or a 5-drop plus an Infinity Stone.
But what about bounce too?
Yeah, but once again, what are you ramping out with bounce?
Well,
Like
maybe
you taking out
play-
like Bishop and Angela and putting in like Magneto and Doctor Doom or something?
maybe something like that. I feel like you could do a lot more. Like even with Black Swan too.
I think we're getting into the Moon Girl or your Proxima territory here. Where it's
I don't know.
yes,
I'm trying to go crazy here.
Best case scenario, yeah, you could do some insane stuff like that. But I think like after people stop getting silly with it, it's just gonna boil down to like probably a Hela and a Thanos card, really.
Yeah, true. Just get things out earlier. Does that get rid of like what is it? What is Corvus then? You don't have to play Corvus. You could just play Hope.
Right? Yeah, you just play. Swordmaster's better at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hope and Corvus in the same deck for a Hela player. Now you really don't have to rely on Lockjaw at all, because if you discard your Hela, oh well, you're still ramping like crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like you should absolutely pick up the season pass because it's always a good value, but if you don't get Hope Summers in the season pass, you're gonna feel left out. Just keep that
Oh
in
yeah,
mind.
for sure. You're gonna be left in the dust. Like
Yeah.
one energy at a time. Like you're gonna feel it.
And also expect her to get dropped to like a 3-2 or a 3-1 like a month from now.
Or a 4-drop, a 4 cost,
Yeah.
or a 5 cost.
Exactly, yeah. Let's move on to Pixie. This is a weird one. I'll let you go first because
So
my
this is the one
brain starts to hurt.
I'm excited for. Because
Okay.
it's like you could play Pixie and then you could play Mr. Negative and there could be some crazy stuff going on.
You got it, my man. Let's read the card real quick, though. 2 energy, 1 power. On reveal, shuffle the cost of all cards in your deck that started here. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so like just playing her, shuffle all the cost, and then you play Mr. Negative, and then you could just get some crazy stuff on the board at any given time.
Yeah.
But the problem is it's like the casino feel. You don't know what's going to happen.
But yeah, Mr. Negative, it seems like a good backup to Mr. Negative. And that's like the main reason why Mr. Negative decks like aren't good, really. Because if you don't pull that card early, you're kind of playing a trash deck.
Right.
But with Pixie, it's like you have 2 shots at it now. Isn't that something like an 80% chance of having
for sure.
your thing?
So that means I would probably play like Morph, because Morph is a 0. You definitely play like Ironheart, like cards like that.
Yeah.
And then you have like your bigger ongoing cards in there, of course. And then of course like Iron Man's gonna be crazy. Like it's gonna be wild.
Yeah, it's gonna be Busto. I think that's where they changed her to a 2 energy, 1 power, because she used to be a 1/3.
Oh yeah, as a 1.
like,
Oh
what?
jeez.
Why is cards overstated and potentially crazy? But everything we're saying now is like Pixie's also that card that could be like none of our dreams come true. And she's just
for sure.
super awkward.
But I feel Negative is the best home for her.
Yeah, and
Because
then
you can't
I'd
play
say
anything
this-
super big with her, because you can't put like Infinite in there, because you can't play the card if it's
Yeah, that would
flipped
not
to
be
her.
good.
Unless
Yeah,
it,
basically negative cards.
but let's see, would shuffle the cost of your cards. Wait, it's just a cost, right? So you could probably
Yeah,
get a
it just-
1. You could probably get a 120 if you rolled the right way.
Oh yeah, you could do Infinite. Yeah, what are we talking about? Dude, on the top end, you just do like Infinite, Blob, maybe a Leader or an Eliath if you want to be super cute.
Yeah.
And then just a bunch of like cheap cards or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like you just go cheap and high at the same time.
Yeah, see, we were thinking Mr. Negative, and now that you point that out, I don't know. The possibilities are endless. This card is
Yeah.
making my ears bleed. I think this is one where you should pick it up just because it could be even crazier than
crazy.
Hope Summers.
Just imagine
but-
your Ant-Man being a 20 power or something. I don't
No,
wait,
no,
it's
cost,
the,
cost.
No, it's the cost, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So your Infinite could be 1, but you would have to skip a turn. That would suck. But I would think like what, Giganto, like Hulk, things like that. And then you put like lower cost cards in your...
Right, and then you put stuff like Wasp and Yellow Jacket
Wasp,
just to get
Jacket.
some free stuff.
Sheesh.
There's
That's
that.
gonna be
but
crazy.
even with just Mr. Negative, I think is more a more stable option.
Yes, for sure.
Because you're getting a cheaper Iron Man, you're getting cheaper everything.
Yeah.
And when those swap around, it's actually not that big of a deal because they're all cheap. Anyway, you know what I mean? It's like you have the expensive stuff like Iron Man and Wong or whatever the others are. Sarah,
do you think someone will come out with like some reverse type of Cerebro deck with this?
Swap the cost? No, you're thinking power again.
True. I am thinking power. It's so confusing.
It's, yeah.
Shuffle the cost.
It's a weird card.
Right. The cost.
I think the things people are going to do with this card are going to be weirder and more interesting than almost any other card that's ever come out.
Yeah,
So,
I think
super stoked for it.
Yeah, this is probably the coolest card ever.
Yeah, it's
I think.
wild. And the cherry on top is if you play Morbius, you don't get the downsides.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you considered that? Yeah, you play Morbius on 3, your Infinite or whatever you swapped Infinite with. Say you swapped Infinite with your, I don't know, AntMan. Your AntMan's still a 1/5.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have Pixie on 2, Morbius on 3, and then the rest of
But
your
then
deck
again,
is
if they
just
play
absurd
Morbius
nonsense.
2, then
Yes, then you're boned.
he's
It
going to
goes
make
back
a comeback
normal.
as well. Yeah, he's going to make a comeback.
Yeah. But hey, if you're forcing other decks to run a 3/3, it's not a total loss.
Yeah, for sure. And
'Cause
just play Rogue.
It's a tech
Just
card.
add Rogue in there.
There you go. Oh, and Rogue's a 3/2, so if you swap it around, maybe you get like a 3 energy blob and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. My head's starting to hurt.
Yeah, mine too. I'm like, oh crap, the unlimited possibilities. I see just numbers floating around everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have anything else to say about Pixie because it's a confusing as fuck card.
Yeah, I can't wait.
All right.
I think it will change the meta. You think it's going to change the meta, right?
Yes, or it's going to do absolutely nothing.
True.
It's like, what? I don't know.
Do you think it's going to be like cool for a week and then everyone's like, all right, back to Hela?
I don't know. I'm not smart enough. I am not smart enough to figure this one out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's very possible. Like, I could see either or. I could see, like, just the game being upended or nothing changing at all and people just being like, well, I'm playing Thanos Lockdown again.
Yeah. Like, all right,
got
whatever.
me.
This is cute. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, that's it for the podcast. I got nothing else. Prashant, lead us out.
All right. Well, I have nothing as well besides like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube, Spotify stuff. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, leave a review on Spotify too. But yeah, that's it. See you guys later. Later, Sean.
See ya.